Let's go to Janelle. Janelle, welcome back to the program. Janelle Janelle now in Baltimore. Okay, welcome, Janelle.
And yes, hi, David. Yes, I've moved to Baltimore.
Congratulations.
Um, I saw you were talking. First, I just have to say solidarity to Pam in Florida. She's doing everything that she could do there, it sounds like.
Yep,
I'm doing everything that I can do from Baltimore uh, to help as much as I can.
excellent.
I've been doing as much as I can here too. And I just want to say solidarity and bless you, Pam.
Good.
Anyway, my question, it really has to do with the taxes that you were talking about. And I just wanted to point out that moving from Texas, a red state, moving to Maryland,
Right.
a blue state, there is a very, very big difference in property taxes. And I noticed that obviously when I moved here. And so my question is this like a way that they're trying to maybe encourage people to move to red states or something?
Well, red
I'm
states in
confused.
general have always had this attitude of, hey, come here for less regulation and lower taxation. We don't have a state income tax. Very famously, New Hampshire and Florida and Texas talk about how they have no state income tax. I don't think it's a new thing, but it's often been floated as a free yourself of oppressive regulation and state income tax by coming to these states. Now, oftentimes, there's very little infrastructure. The public schools are terrible. In Texas, they have this isolated power grid that causes all sorts of havoc. Sometimes you may have no income tax, but property taxes are very high. For example, some
That's
people
all
move from
true.
New York. Some people move from New York City across the river to Jersey. I know a couple of people who recently did this, and they said, "Yeah, my property taxes are through the roof. I no longer pay the city income tax nor the state income tax, but my property taxes are crazy, and now I'm commuting to Manhattan." So, it's not a new thing that this conversation's happening. Let's put it that way.
Hmm. Okay. Excuse me. Um, anyway, I just wanted to tell everybody back in Texas that the blue states are not these criminally insane places full of criminals. Okay. It's really cool out here. There's beautiful places and the people are super friendly, and you don't feel like you might be confronted by a really um, heavy right winger right to your face that, like in Texas, might be carrying a loaded weapon,
Mm,
so you feel a lot less intimidated out here
all
in blue
right.
states.
Well, Janelle from Baltimore, sounds like you're enjoying it. I appreciate the call.
Okay, thank you, David.
All right, there goes Janelle. Let's go next to Oli from Dallas, Texas. Oli, welcome to the program. Thank you for your website membership.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you for everything that, you're doing to, keep us, woke and aware of, what's at stake, especially for the 2024 election. So yeah, and also I didn't get the chance to say this, but and I know it's been like 2 years, I believe, but congratulations on the birth of your daughter.
Thank you.
So yeah, no problem. So my question is, and you might have answered this question in regards to AI in the past, but I'm curious if that's okay. So getting to the question, sorry about being long-winded.
You're doing great.
Uh, Awesome. What role do you think emerging technologies like AI and social media will play in the 2024 election, the presidential election? And also, how might they influence voter behavior compared to previous elections? I know this might be a loaded question, but
Well,
I'm
I think it
curious
still
to get
remains
your
to be
opinion.
seen, but it's already having some effect. I mean, listen, at a very banal vanilla level, you can already use ChatGPT to probe about any political issue that is of importance to you. So already the biases and inputs of these large language models can have an impact based on the feedback you get when you go to ChatGPT and you say, "Hey, I want to understand the history and the two sides of the debate around taxation and what taxes should be," or whatever the case may be. So in some nominal way, it's already having an impact. Now, there are technologies that are less arguably neutral, although what I said just now isn't that neutral, but there are less neutral things like we saw in New Hampshire. the fake robocall with the deep fake Joe Biden voice calling people up and telling them something untrue about the election, for example. This is accelerating so quickly. The quality of a lot of these outputs is accelerating so quickly that, I mean, listen, by November to some degree, and certainly by the midterms of 2026, we are going to really be up against some difficult to discern deep fakes and fabricated sort of synthetic content, I think is the right way to say it. I think the cat is out of the bag in terms of, I think anybody wasting time on trying to shut this down or limit it, the cat is out of the bag. And the reality is there are so many potentially positive uses in medicine, in research, in so many different areas. I just don't think we should waste any more time on how can we ban or stop this. It's out of the bag, and there's a lot of good things that will come with it. What we have to do is what we do with every technology, which is we ask what sorts of safeguards can be put in place, what regulation could be put in place, etc. And so I am very concerned as far as, the highs are high and the lows are very low. I'm very concerned. I think it will have an impact to some degree on the forthcoming election. The exact ways, the exact details of which I think are not totally clear yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I love AI. I work in like data analytics and data engineering, so I
Yep.
use it a great deal. But yeah, just like AI and like its influence on, this election, especially given, the past elections. I mean, with 2016, with Russia interfering in our election, with the troll farms, AI, like it seems like, to me, it's kind of like a reasonable concern. But anyways, thanks for taking my call, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, man.
All right, Oli from Dallas, Texas. Great to hear from you. Let's go to Genio. Welcome, Genio from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Let's keep the uninterrupted streak of successful phone calls from a technical standpoint going. Welcome, Genio.
Hi, David. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you.
Great, great. Thanks for calling on me.
Of course.
Well, first off, I wanted to know, did you have any input into Howard Stern doing the interview with Biden when
None
you were...
whatsoever. And you know what? I've been notified that he talked about my commentary about the interview. I haven't been able to hear it yet, but I want to hear it.
He did. Did Howard talk about David's commentary? My husband listens every day. Yeah, I've heard it's been pretty good. My question to you is, what do you think about, I've read a few articles about people wanting Justice Kagan to step down voluntarily in order for Biden to put a younger, left-leaning judge into the Supreme Court. What are your thoughts on that?
Justice Kagan's 64 years old. I don't know why. I mean, does that make sense? Is she? I mean, I'd have to have all of the ages in front of me, but I don't really understand why you would say force a 64-year-old down. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it was New York Times. I forget where I read the article, but they were saying, yes, she is relatively young, but in the grand scheme of things, like if she's had health problems in the past, and that it would just give the Democrats a little bit of an edge to just have someone young like the other justices that Trump put in. But you haven't
I'm
heard about
taking
that?
a look. I mean, so Kagan, 64. Listen, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I wouldn't be able, I'd need to know more about it, but I haven't heard it, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was a horrible idea, although, obviously you wouldn't want someone to stop working earlier than they have to, but
Yeah.
maybe for the good of the country. Well, that was my questions for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do. To you, we're big fans.
Thank you so much. All right, there goes Genio from Pennsylvania. Let's take a super quick break. We'll take some more calls in a moment. So if you're hanging on to talk to me, don't hang up just yet. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.